Hi folks, Mayor Davis, Thursday, March 25th, reporting to you from my home office where I'm spending a lot of time all by myself. Isn't that, that's our new way of life. But want to talk first of all about this physical distancing, social separation. Getting a lot of reports, seen some of it myself when I do venture out, and I try to minimize that. People, like, how many times do we have to say it? 6 feet, 2 meters. If you continue to do this, you're jeopardizing the safety of not only yourself, but of all of us, because the stat is every person that's infected infects, I think it's 2 or 3 other people. So please do your bit. It's not that hard to do, or just stay home, and preferably you should stay home. I mean, the last thing you want is the federal government to impose a War Measures Act, stripping away our civil rights, all in the effort of making people do what they should be doing because they're being asked to do it, to protect all of us. So I'm getting a little mad about it. But I mentioned it to one of my staff last night, and they said, well, why don't you Back to the Future and put a big megaphone on top of your truck, drive around town, and hey, this is the mayor. Stand 2 feet, 2 meters apart. Trying to make light of it, but it's not a matter to joke about, actually, and just do it. So a couple of things I can report on. Some great news from both federal and provincial government. I mean, the provincial government, they've been really stepping up. I've had meetings with provincial authorities. They've told us they're going to do whatever it takes to help all of us, and a lot of measures announced to protect businesses, individuals, long-term care homes, expanding hospital capacity, taking care of individuals, just a lot of them, and also some provisions and measures to help municipalities. Also the federal government, I mean, great they're coming up with that proposal to make a direct payment as quickly as possible, because I've been telling the provincial and federal authorities that I've talked to that the EI check system is going to be at least 4 or 5 weeks, I think, until most people see their first check, and that is too long. So that is good news that, you know, the federal and provincial governments, I think, have done an outstanding job coming together, doing the things that need to be done to protect us, and also help support those of us that need help going through this societal shutdown. And a couple of local announcements. We've really worked on this volunteer network, got a great group of staff doing that. We're going to build on the Neighborhood Community Association. We got a great network of community associations throughout the city that already has in place a network of volunteers, and I'm sure we'll have many other people who will be willing to help out, neighbors helping neighbors. In fact, tonight, staff from City Recs Department were out at St. Andrew's Church helping with their meal program tonight. So, you know, everybody pitching in, that's how we get through this. There'll be more on that. City Hall shut down today entirely, and you can still, there are still people reporting to work inside City Hall, but the public can't come in, and you can still have many of the services that you need, the essential services, through online. Go to our website for further information about that. We're closing the dog parks. That was a concern raised to Councillor Weaver, and that's, you know, it's just causing too much of a problem in terms of social gathering. And talking about Councillor Weaver and the other councillors, I really appreciate the support they're giving me. They're fielding a lot of calls from residents and their concerns and addressing them. That given what I'm doing through a typical day, it's pretty hard for me to be able to do that. So I really thank them for what they're doing to help all of us and myself. Playgrounds are not closed. We're warning people there's signs now that we don't disinfect the parks, and that was on the base of advice given to us the Brantford County Health Unit. You balance off the risk against the importance of giving people an outlet, a physical outlet to help with their physical and mental health. And I think all of us going through this realize that's important. What else can I tell you? Oh, kind of predictable, but 22% increase on Ontario Works. That's a social assistance program that the city administers on behalf of the province and the county. Anyways, 22% increase, and that's because, you know, people, they've lost their paychecks and they need help. So that'll help temporarily, but I think that payment coming into the federal government and then the eventual flow of the EI benefits will address that. We realize, though, there's still going to be a need for expanded food bank system, and we're working with the food bank network through the community to see what we can do to help there. More news on that. You heard that transit's free, and but we're asking people not to use it frivolously, because if too many people use the service, then we'd have to go back to a fee-based system to control the number of people in the buses, because social spatial separation is important there. Parkade is free parking. And lastly, the farmers market. It is deemed by the province to be an essential service. We're looking at how we can open it and still maintain the physical distancing requirements, because if you've been there, it's a fairly small area, and so there'll have to be measures in place to, I guess probably it'll be restricting the number of people that can be in there at any one time, and monitoring what's going on. So again, please, we don't want to get into a society where government has to impose fines and jail terms because people can't maintain the 6-foot distance. So do it, but preferably remain home. That's it for today, and tomorrow I'll be talking to you again, I hope. A lot going on tomorrow, but certainly in the next day or two there'll be another update, and tons of great communication coming out of City Hall. Certainly go to the City Hall, City of Brantford Facebook site, our website. Our communications department, I think, is doing an outstanding job getting a lot of great messaging out there. So have a great evening, stay safe, stay home.